Good morning, Taste Buds. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Today I'm doing more for your heart than I am for your stomach. But as you know, if I have anything to do with it, and I do, both of those organs will benefit. Join me today as I give you some heart-healthy recipes for February Heart Month here on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein coming to you from the Goya Kitchen at J World in beautiful downtown Coconut Creek. Happy February to all. The second month of the year is known for National Bird Feeding Month and Adopt a Rescued Rabbit Month, neither of which lends itself to my expertise, food. Luckily, February is also Heart Healthy Month, so today I thought it would be fun to share some heart healthy recipes with you. So let's get cooking. Right now, I've got some chicken stock reducing. It already has a little bit of Parmesan rind in it. I was going to show you how to get some Parmesan rind out of your Parmesan. It's rather obvious though. You take a block of Parmesan and you cut the rind like so. And you add this to your favorite broth and you let it just kind of simmer there for a while, and you won't believe how delicious the Parmesan flavor will be. And what's great is we never use the rind for anything else, so you might as well use it in something. So I've got it in there, and Parmesan happens to be one of the healthiest cheeses, or the healthiest cheese actually, for your heart. The drier the cheese, the better it is for your health. Okay, so we're going to start there. Next, I'm just going to jump into this recipe as I explain to you what it is. So beans are incredibly healthy. Any type of legume is wonderful for you and for your health, as well as cruciferous vegetables. Crunchy green vegetables are really good for you. So here, I actually pulled these from my own garden at home. This is some Swiss chard and kale leaves that I had from home. So I thought I would harvest them today from my house, but you can find any of these or all of these in your supermarket. So grab your favorite leafy greens, grab some you've never tried before. Maybe you can try them for the first time and you might fall in love with them like I have. Well, I've kind of always loved them. There's something called chicory that's so yummy. You might love all these things raw because you really have to like chew a lot to get through to them, but you might love them braised. So we're gonna start out with some good olive oil. Everything I'm using I think will be heart healthy. I mean, a little bit of salt, which maybe not so much, but you have to have a little salt to get some flavor. So we're starting out with olive oil. We're gonna cook a little bit of tiny diced onions, some little tiny diced carrots, and celery. Celery happens to be really good, by the way, for your tummy. Really healthy for stomach enzymes. It actually promotes really good breath, which must be why no one's ever complained about mine. Anyway, garlic. Garlic is really good for you too. And instead of mincing it, I decided to slice garlic today for you. Let's get a little rubber spatula and start working this. So for the legumes are something I happen to love to cook myself because I cook them how I want to without too much sodium. I like to throw a couple bay leaves, maybe some veggies in there, but I always have them in my freezer. And so these are beautiful tiny white beans, and I love buying good quality dried beans, letting them soak overnight, and then cooking them nice and slowly. You never know when you're going to need some beans, whether you're making chilies or minestrone or whatever it might be. Just freeze your beans, and they're so good for you. I also have a little Aleppo. I love a little bit of heat in this. Basically what I'm making is braised greens with white beans. So it's not a soup, but it's kind of stewy, but very light. It can be eaten all day long. You can even poach eggs in it in the morning. Just wonderful. So I'm going to season this with a little Aleppo. A little bit of spice is also really good for you. A little bit of salt and black pepper. I'm also going to add 1 bay leaf to this. I grabbed some dill from my yard this morning, but obviously you can buy dill anywhere. And if you don't find dill, you can always find a fennel top. Both will work in this recipe. So this is all going to go really quickly now. I'm going to throw in some of these leaves. I'm wondering if they'll fit. I think I'm just going to rip them in half like so. And they shrink down quite a bit. So what looks like a lot ends up not to be that much. Go ahead and ladle in some of this beautiful Parmesan chicken broth. You don't need much. Start stirring it around a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add my beans that I've already cooked. Now, if you're going to open up a can of beans, which is great, make sure you drain them and rinse them because they always have a very starchy water to them. A little bit more. And the reason I always keep the Parmesan broth on the stove is because you'll probably need to add in a little bit here and there over the top. Then you can either pick or chop the dill. Basil would also be really nice in here, but I wouldn't add that until the very end. I personally love dill in this recipe. And we will finish it with some fresh grated Parmesan. So this recipe is great on its own, and like I said, you can eat it with eggs, but also it's a wonderful side dish for your favorite fish, your favorite pork or chicken recipes as well. It would go really, really well. And I would actually serve it in the pan as it is. Just go ahead and plop a napkin down or a trivet and serve it right in the center of your table to scoop in and enjoy. Come right back. We have such beautiful recipes that are heart healthy as well. I'll see you in a minute.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World. Michelle and the food. This is SoFlo Taste.
I'm design expert Elena Capra. The SoFlo Hour continues with SoFlo Home Project next on Local 10. Now, back to Chef Michelle and her food.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste, and of course, our February Heart Healthy Month. And we love bowls in our family, especially for lunch, and I love tuna bowls. So I decided to go pick up some beautiful tuna over from my friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. This is just gorgeous. So they want me to tell you that since February is Heart Healthy Month, they can help you cook heart healthy with their chicken, turkey, seafood, and so much more. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market is at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, and you can't miss it. It's got a big chicken on the roof. Go to DelawareChicken.com or call them at 954-983-6831. Place an order and tell them Michelle sent you. And wait till you see, oh my goodness, talk about fish. Woo, the best. All right, so in this bowl, I have beautiful brown sushi rice. It's probably one of my favorite brown rices. It's actual sushi rice that happens to be a healthy brown sushi rice, and it's just delicious. It has a little chew to it. I've already taken the liberty of cutting the tuna from Delaware into big chunks, kind of like you would get Hawaiian poke. So that's done, and it's really, really nice and cold. I'm going to make you two little sauces. One will be into a little squeeze bottle, and the other we're just going to pour right into the tuna. So for the mayonnaise-based one, I'm using my favorite Japanese mayonnaise. A little bit of chili oil. Some soy sauce. Sesame. And a little brown sugar. Just a little spot. Now, do you have to have this sauce? Absolutely not. But I think that when you're eating such beautifully healthy dishes, they need a little richness in them. Just a little something, something to make your soul be happy. Because we're making your heart happy, but your soul has to be happy when you're eating. So I like to make sure that we kind of take care of both at the same time. So I'm just gonna spoon this into my little bottle here. I always start with a little Ziploc bag, a little closure bag, and then squeeze that into our bottle. That's a little chef trick that we like to do. And it goes right in there easily so that we don't make too much of a mess. Which I always end up making anyway. One more time. Okay, nice. So aside from the tuna and the brown rice, you always have to have yummy, crunchy vegetables, right, in your bowls. So we like a nice mix of things that are creamy and things that are crunchy. So let's go ahead and start out. To start out for the tuna, I have a little bit of ginger that is peeled and microplaned, a little more of that soy, a little touch of the sesame, and if you want to make it spicy, you can add a little bit of the chili oil. Everything that basically already went into our sauce that will be the finishing sauce on this. Go ahead and mix this up. Add some scallions to it. And this can go right down into your bowl. Beautiful. Next, take some little curvy cucumbers. I love the peel on. Go ahead and put those down there. Take some radishes and slice them up nice and thin. And put those on your bowl. You want all these beautiful colors and, like I said, flavors and textures, right? Now, for your avocado, let's go ahead and grab a knife. Cut this in half. And the best way to peel it is to cut both sides just slightly off. It allows you to cut it pretty clean. Take the peel off, like so. There you have it. And then you could just slice it up and then flatten it out and place those slices on your bowl too, like that. And that's it. We're going to take a little bit of this beautiful mayo that we made that was super simple. Put a little bit over the top. I've got some cilantro. And I think we've made some beautiful things together. This one takes the cake. Another recipe in a moment, so come right back. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. As I am every week, I am coming to you from the fabulous JA World. It's a great educational venue for our kids. For more JA World information, visit jasouthflorida.org or call them at 954-979-7100. Now back to something good for your heart. We are going to finish off today with the best ingredient, chocolate. So I'm going to teach you how to make a chocolate bark. If you've never made a chocolate bark, that's okay. But if you have never eaten a chocolate bar, then now's your time. So what you do is you melt chocolate and you put in your favorite crispy, sweet, tart things, maybe even salty, and then you have something delicious and beautiful. Now, chocolate happens to have so many amazing qualities for your heart. It can improve your plaque buildup. It has antioxidants. It is just so filled with so many great things. Magnesium, really great. But for today, it's just really delicious. So we've taken a nice high percentage of chocolate. I would go anywhere from about 72 up to mid 80s for this. And you're going to want to melt it over a bain-marie. So this pot is only about a third of the way filled with water. Bring it up to temperature, which means almost a boil. You never want it to fully boil. Place a bowl over it with your chocolate and allow it to just melt, which it has. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to mix in some things and then I'm going to top it with other things. So I have dried cherries and salted cashews because I love a little bit of salt in my chocolate. And go ahead and mix that together and then pour onto parchment paper over a cookie sheet. Really try to get all the chocolate out of there that you possibly can. You want to wipe this bowl clean because this is some really fancy good chocolate. The fancier the better, by the way. All right, so let's spread it out as much as we can in both directions. All right, so that's the part that gets mixed in. And you can use any, if you can eat nuts, any of your favorite nuts. They don't have to be salted if you don't love that idea. And then for the top, I decided to go with seeds. So I have roasted, very lightly salted sunflower seeds. I've got pepitas, which are the pumpkin seeds, of course, very lightly salted. Now this one's kind of fun and I had to order this online. These are freeze-dried raspberries. They are crazy delicious. I also went ahead and ordered some freeze-dried cherries, which were ridiculous as well, but they were really big. So I decided to eat those and instead bring the raspberries today to put over the top of the chocolate. And look how pretty. It just gives it such a beautiful color. And if that's not enough salt for you all that love salt out there, use some yummy, crunchy British Malden salt or any other big salt, and then very delicately just put a sprinkling over the top. Now, to cool that, please don't stick this in your fridge. It will destroy it. You never want to put warm chocolate, or really any chocolate, in your refrigerator. It would be an absolute shame. You want to set it at room temperature until the whole thing sets, which will look like this. So this is the fun part. Ready? Hang on. Whack it. There you go. Or bring it to the table, spread out a big piece of paper and whack it at the table. This is so much fun. This is awesome. So come right back and let's finish out our heart healthy day together. See you in a minute. Stay tuned to SoFlo Taste. We'll be right back. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste in our Heart Healthy Month. Look how beautiful my own chocolate bar, dark, deep chocolate, fun, salty nuts, not so salty seeds, freeze-dried fruit. I think we had a pretty good day together. I sure hope I gave you some food for your heart that came right from my heart. Sprinkle some of these recipes into your monthly menus. They taste good and really are so good for you. Next week, I'm getting ready for the big game. I'll be giving you some superfoods and snacks for a super game. Football and food next week on SoFlo Taste. So let's say good morning to Elena Capra, host of SoFlo Home Project. Good morning, Elena. What's next on SoFlo Home Project?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we are hoping to take the guesswork out of selecting paint for your home. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we have expert advice on all things paint, and we hope that you can use them as some great design tips.
Okay, my dear, we'll be watching So Taste Buds. Thanks for watching, and please take care of your heart. And I'll see you here next week. Goodbye, mwah, and good taste. Love dub, love dub.